Hello and welcome back to Ardnamurchan, which is the most westerly point in mainland Scotland. Now, if you're watching this vlog and you haven't seen the one before, this is part 2, so go and follow that link at the top there and go and watch part 1 and you'll know what I'm doing. But today we've got a full day in Ardnamurchan down on the west coast here in Scotland, and we're going to try and find some little bays and headlands and things like that. The light's looking a bit flat for today, but maybe it might get some breaks in the cloud at sunset, fingers crossed. Okay, come and join me and let's spend a day on Ardnamurchan Peninsula.
Is calm, and I know we've been through a lot, but just wait. Wait for better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. Ooh, we are dreamers of the shore.
So I've parked in the car park there, and if you wander up a little bit towards the lighthouse, actually, you'll come over, you'll see a little track on the sand dunes, and then that gets you onto this beautiful white sandy beach. It's got bits of broken shell, so it's a bit jaggy, I think, but it's a beautiful sandy beach, and then that lovely turquoise colour of the sea is absolutely stunning. And with the low cloud as well. This is quite minimalist photography. It's not usually what I shoot, but I quite like it a little bit. It reminds me of a lot of shots from, say, Lewis and Harris and the Hebrides and places like that. Quite simple, nothing too complicated, and very minimalist. So let me wander up the beach here and see if I can find some compositions. Just watching the waves and listening to the waves is mesmerising, it really is. It's almost like therapy, it really is fantastic. Just beautiful. I can't hear anything else, just the waves crashing in. Oh dear, I just feel so relaxed. Now what I'm trying to do is, I think what I'll do is I'll catch a wave as it goes out, and that'll slow it down a bit as well, and I'll probably get that nice blur in the motion a little bit as the wave retreats back to the sea. I kind of could do with some stones as pebbles or something like that, so let's have a look. I might find something. And I'm trying to resist the urge to go over. There's some rocks over here, and that's my style of photography, busy. I like busyness, and I think what'll happen is I'll lose that minimalist look, and I'll end up with the really busy rocks that will dominate the shot, and it's possibly not what I'm looking for. And I think what the shot really is here is a nice sandy beach. So you've got a kind of like a layer, a sandwich of white, brown sandy beach, turquoise sea, and then the grey clouds all sandwiched together. The shot might turn out, the danger is it might turn out like one of these furniture showroom canvases you see that you can buy, but let's see if I can find something. Okay, so let me talk you through the composition of this shot. What I've done is I've got really low with the camera. I'll flip you around, you can have a look. So here's the camera here, and I've got quite low, really low. And what I've done is I've got onto this shell here. If the dog will get out of the shot. Get out of the shot. Well, it's behind the dog's butt. There you go. So there's a shell there. Can you see that shell? So what I've done is I've got that shell in my foreground. I've just soft centered it a little bit to the left because I don't want, when you view a shot, you don't want to just go straight up and down because you don't really explore the whole of the shot. So I've offset that shell onto the left there, and then it's a case of a shutter speed that's going to give me enough to show you the blur of the water as it goes out. So at the minute I've ended up putting a 6-stop filter on here, and that's what that's done, is given me about a half a second. If I've got an ISO of 60 and f11, that's giving me about half a second in this light today, and that is just giving me enough to show you that motion and movement of the wave when it crashes in, and then timing it just right so then when the wave starts going back out again. But of course it's got to be really near the shell as well, and what I'm finding is the waves are coming in at different sort of heights, and every now and again I've just had one and I can hear the big crash, and I look up and I see this pigging tsunami coming towards me, so I have to grab my camera and pick it up. And in fact I've lost a couple of my shells that I'd got before because it just got washed away. But I've got this one now and I think it's looking really good. I think I'm just got to get the timing right, but I think I've got a good shot here. Very minimalist, not what I usually shoot, but I'm really liking it. It's good to be out your comfort zone sometimes. Anyway, I'm going to bring up the colours a little bit, boost the shadows and all that kind of stuff. But if this shot works, here's the shot. Well, just look at that face. Sweet and innocent. Wouldn't say boo to a goose. The only downside is when you're trying to shoot photography with the dog, she's got a mischievous mode on her today. Yeah. So let me just show you the great shot I've just tried to take. And Ghost Fern got in the shot. Okay, that's me back at the car park now. So I think I'm going to head up this afternoon, and I'm probably going to head further north because I want them 3 islands. I want Egg, Rum and Muck all together looking out, and none of the headlands around here are orientated in the correct location. So if I head up a bit north, maybe Faskerdale, something like that, we'll head on down one of the bays there and see if I can get a good shot of the 3 islands together. Cool.
Look ahead, the sea is calm, and I know we've been through a lot, but just wait. Wait for better days to come and carry us like wind in our sails. Hold on tight, I can smell the shore, it's right in front of us if we just hold on tight. This vision that I saw is getting closer every dawn. We are dreamers of the shore.
Okay, so I've driven down to Faskerdale here, a little bit farm tracky at the end and you get a little bit lost and you're not sure where you're going, but you do eventually come to the end. Faskerdale itself is basically 3 properties and that's it, and I think 2 of them are holiday lets. So there's not much down here, and in fact there's not much parking either, so trying to get your car in is a bit of a pain. Anyway, I've walked on down to the seafront here. The tide's a little bit out, so it's revealed all these nice sort of jaggedy rocks down here. And what I've got in front of me, I've got the Isle of Egg here and I've got the Isle of Muck here. And I've got these series of inlets coming in which are quite nice, and actually the orientation, particularly this one here, is pretty good because it kind of lines up with the Isle of Egg over there, which is quite nice. And you get these big swells coming in from the Atlantic and they kind of come up the old inlets and then they kind of drag back out again, the waves, and it's quite powerful. And I'm going to try and capture that power, that motion of those waves coming up them inlets. So let me go walk around here, let me find a good composition. I don't think I'm too bad actually. This one here looks pretty good, and then it'll be a case of waiting for the waves. Okay, I've wandered along the rocks here, a couple of ankle breakers, but I've got into this lovely inlet. I really like this inlet actually. It works just right and it's just lined up to the Isle of Egg there. It's a case of waiting for the waves, but I'll turn you around and show you my composition here. And what I've got is, I've got this nice inlet down here, look, just coming in here, and then it lines up and there is the Isle of Egg over there, which looks just fantastic. It is a little bit hazy and yeah, that light's flat a little bit, so I can't quite pick it out. So just going to be a bit careful on the dehaze slider in the old Lightroom. Be careful I don't go too mental with that. But that I'm going to need to pick that out and give a bit of contrast to the Isle of Egg, to the sky around it, I'm afraid. But if I can get a wave that times just right, then it should be a fairly decent shot. Again, with that beautiful colours, those really turquoise colours of the sea right now. And I've got some lovely shapes of the rocks and some barnacles on there as well. So it's a real sort of rich in textures, this shot. So I'm just going to wait for the waves. I've got my camera set up, and if this shot works, here's the shot. Yeah, that was all right, weren't it? I didn't mind that too much. I like the crashing of the waves, and the textures and the depth in the sky was really nice as well. Probably not a portfolio shot, but still of interest anyway. Now, I've had a wonderful time at Ardnamurchan. The clouds are getting heavier, so I was going to stop up for sunset, but I've had a look at the weather app and it's telling me that it's just going to rain now, so I'm not going to get any sunset at all. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back to the campsite and start editing some of these photos. But thank you so much for watching, and do me a favour right now, just stop what you're doing, head on down, click on that thumbs up. It just makes a real big difference to my channel. Also, write some comments. Comments are really useful as well. I like to know what you're thinking. Do you like the videos? Do you like the shots? Tell me which shot you prefer. I love to hear some of your comments. And if you really like it, go on the subscribe button and you click on the little bell icon and you will get a notification every time I post new content. So the plan of attack tomorrow is head on home, and I potentially might go to Castle Chirham. Remember, I missed the turning on the way yesterday. So we'll have a look at Castle Chirham. The tide should be actually all right for me, but the forecast is not looking great. So we'll see. I'll stop off there, and if I do, I'll pop out another vlog, and if not, I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next vlog. Oh dear, I think I've got a couple of protesters on the road. Oh, they're just moving. Thank goodness.